The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 16 to December 27, reveal that Jordan and Ian Ward will disagree about their next steps. Ian will be thrilled over the idea of using Claire Newman's friendship with Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter to their advantage, but Jordan won't be as enthused during the week of December 16 to 20. Nevertheless, Ian will win this argument and decide to put his new plan in motion right away. Tessa has no clue what Ian looks like, so he'll strike up a friendly bond with her soon enough and lure her into a trap. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman will let Alan Laurent hypnotize her, so that'll bring some shocking revelations. Sharon will soon remember that she wasn't the one who caused Phyllis Summers' crash, so that'll be a relief. However, an even bigger relief may come later since Alan will take Sharon back to the night Heather Stevens drew her last breath. Vale Bloom will make another appearance as Heather just in time for Sharon to get to the bottom of this blackout. After Sharon recalls something huge, she'll mull over a jaw-dropping discovery with Nick Newman, one that leaves him terrified about her safety. Sharon might realize someone far more sinister slipped in and took Heather out that night. Nick may fear that if they can't crack this case, Sharon will continue to be targeted and could face the same fate as Heather. Ian will indeed want Jordan to end Sharon's life, so he'll push her to do something that's both dirty and dangerous. Over with Billy Abbott, he'll try to convince Phyllis to stick with their vengeful alliance, but she'll worry about the turmoil going up against Victor Newman could cause for her children. Jack Abbott will continue to warn against Billy's revenge plot before turning his attention to Tracy Abbott and some holiday memories. Despite all the warnings, Billy will assure Sally Spectra that he's going to pull off a win against Victor. There will be some surprise ally that Billy thinks will be a game changer, so he'll give Sally some important updates. While Diane tries to prove she belongs in the Abbott family business, Nikki Newman will show Claire the ropes at Chancellor and make predictions about her bright future. It turns out Nikki will have some guidance for Victoria Newman as well, so this may involve Victoria's concerns about Claire. Nikki may think Victoria is a bit on the overprotective side and urge her to give Claire a chance to truly spread her wings. Unfortunately, that may be bad advice since Jordan is lurking and will ultimately target Claire with Ian's help. Back with Diane, she'll get some support from someone unexpected. Perhaps it'll be Ashley Abbott who softens toward Diane and shares some good ideas for Jibba Classic. Elsewhere, Daniel Romalotti Jr. will plaster on a smile for Lucy Romalotti's sake and perhaps pretend to get in the Christmas spirit. Sadly, Daniel will still be struggling with the loss of Heather, so Lucy may see through his fake holiday cheer. At Crimson Lights, Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis will meet with Denise Tolliver, the private investigator who was hired to look for Damian. Denise will reveal good news after tracking Damian down, but she'll leave the ball in Amy and Nate's court on how they want to proceed. Nate and Amy will have to nail down the best way to approach his half-brother with all the shockers they're about to unleash. Back with Phyllis, Y and R spoilers say she'll shift gears when it comes to her payback plan. Phyllis will still want Sharon to suffer for what she's done, but she won't have all the facts. During the week of December 23 to 27, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will snap at Phyllis and continue to defend Michael Baldwin for doing his job. When Lauren admits there are details Phyllis isn't in the loop on, Phyllis will push for answers about what she's missing. Will Michael admit the new hypnosis info or stay tight-lipped since Sharon's defense has to be the priority? Regardless, Sharon will have a merry Christmas celebration at the cottage with her family, but Ian and Jordan are about to unleash soon enough. The Young and the Restless spoilers say there will be some holiday gatherings happening at the Newman Ranch and Society too, so stay tuned for some fun scenes. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, December 16, reveals that Sharon Newman will undergo hypnosis with Alan Lawrence's help at the cottage. Nick Newman and Michael Baldwin will be there to watch and listen as Sharon goes back to the night of Phyllis Summers' crash. Sharon will recall a dark-colored pickup truck with bright lights going in the direction of town. After Sharon remembers pulling over to let it go around her, she'll cry out over witnessing the crash. Once Sharon comes out of her trance on Monday's I&R episode, she'll know for certain she didn't run Phyllis off the road that night. Michael will acknowledge that it's complicated when a witness remembers something while under hypnosis, but he'll still think they can work with this, especially given what Phyllis truly recalls. However, Michael will suggest the real goal has to be finding that truck and figuring out who was driving it. Despite Sharon's desire to keep going and try to remember more from her other blackouts, Alan will think they should be satisfied with this progress until their next session. Although Sharon will surrender once Michael and Nick agree, she'll still be anxious to learn more about the night Heather Stevens faced a grim fate. At Society, Tessa Porter and Claire Newman will work to reassure Maria Copeland about Sharon's hypnosis while Ian Ward listens nearby. Ian will discover that Claire is friends with Mariah and Tessa, so he'll crack a smile before dashing back to his motel room. In the meantime, Jordan will think back to the first time she met Ian, who became an ordained minister after his so-called rehabilitation and made prisons his parishes. Although Jordan originally thought Ian was just some run-of-the-mill reverend, that all changed when he mentioned their mutual link to Genoa City and the losses they'd faced at the hands of the Newmans. Based on the flashbacks, Jordan eventually took a sweeter approach with Ian and dropped hints about teaming up to get back what they'd lost. Once Jordan's flashbacks conclude, Ian will return and give her the news about Claire's friendship with Tessa and Mariah. Although Ian will want to exploit that connection, Jordan won't want to deviate from the plot that's already in motion. Ian will insist that they have to change their strategy now that Jordan has bungled her part of the plan. Since Tessa doesn't know what Ian looks like, he'll think he can be his charming self and befriend her. Jordan will wonder how they're going to handle Claire, but Ian will push her to just focus on Sharon like they talked about. Ian will add that it's time to eliminate Sharon permanently and won't listen to Jordan's attempts to protest about the bumped-up police presence. Back at Society, Phyllis won't be so sure Billy's idea to go after Victor Newman is a good one anymore, so she'll start making some unsettling predictions. Although Phyllis will advise Billy to rethink his scheme because of Johnny Abbott and Katie Abbott, Billy will refuse to budge. Phyllis will have concerns about putting her own kids through more chaos, but Billy will make another pitch in hopes of keeping her as an ally. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Billy could land in more trouble than he bargained for it if all the naysayers are right, so stay tuned for updates on what's brewing. Hey Young and the Restless fans, I've got your full roster of weekly spoilers for Monday, December 16th, all the way through Friday, December 20th. We've got Ian ordering Sharon to be murdered and Tessa also targeted. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and if you're not following us, please click subscribe. Let's jump right into the action. Monday, December 16th. Phyllis is snarky when Billy joins her at Society. She's bitter about Sally, and even though Sally is gracious, Phyllis tells Billy to find her and be her friend. Billy defends Sally, while Phyllis complains about losing friends and not being believed when she's right. Billy suggests they get revenge by setting Nikki up to fail at Chancellor. He says the company was taken from him, but Phyllis knows Victor won't let that happen. Billy tries to inspire her to take a risk, but Phyllis is hesitant, worrying her kids will be upset again. Meanwhile, Ian Ward is eavesdropping as Mariah and Tessa talk to Claire about her new job and wardrobe makeover. Ian overhears that Sharon is about to undergo hypnosis to unravel her blackouts. Later, Ian reminisces about meeting Jordan in prison, bonding over their shared hatred for the Newmans. They plan revenge, with Ian targeting Tessa and Jordan, tasked with killing Sharon to stop her hypnosis from revealing too much. At Sharon's house, Alan begins her hypnosis session. Sharon remembers a dark truck running her off the road during the crash, but cannot identify the driver. Alan stops, citing risks, but Michael suggests they search for the truck Phyllis mentioned. Nick wonders if the driver also tampered with Sharon's medication. Tuesday, December 17th. Nikki Newman helps Claire start a new chapter at Chancellor, offering support and encouragement. Meanwhile, Jack clashes with Billy, disapproving of his revenge plots. Diane promises to prove herself at Jeboat, where she's working with a new subsidiary called Jeboat Classic. Wednesday, December 18th. Diane gets support from an unlikely ally, perhaps Phyllis or even Billy. Nikki offers advice to Victoria, while Jack and Tracy reminisce about past Abbott family Christmases. Thursday, December 19th. Phyllis shifts her revenge plotting. She's torn between targeting Victor or Sharon. While she doubts Sharon caused the crash, she still wants her behind bars. Meanwhile, Sharon uncovers a shocking memory during another hypnosis session, potentially related to Heather's murder or the truck driver. Friday, December 20th. Nick worries about Sharon's safety after her latest memory reveals something dangerous. Tessa falls into Ian's trap, while Ian pressures Jordan to act against Sharon. Daniel continues to keep up appearances for Lucy, hiding his conflicted feelings as the week ends with rising tensions. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, December 16, tease that Billy Abbott helps down and out Phyllis Summers, but his real focus is on Sally Spectra. Sally joins Billy at Society, where they revisit his insistence on ruining his former FIL great Victor Newman. She has no love lost for Victor, but she is concerned for Billy. Sally is uneasy about the level of venom Billy is spewing and warns about going too far. Billy Boy goes into his typical, "I got this" mode and assures her that there is absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy assures Sally. When Billy guarantees that he can't fail, Sally wants to know why. He begins to fill her in on his latest plan when a certain someone enters Society. This person is key to the vendetta, and when Billy says his partner just arrived, Sally turns around for a glimpse. Is it smarmy Kyle Abbott? Or maybe it's lawyer Michael Baldwin? What are the chances that Billy is teaming with Adam Newman? For what it's worth, Billy is not upset when he sees the mystery person in Y and R's week of December 16 to 20 preview video. Billy is floating on his overconfidence, but we predict that his hubris will bite him in the end. I and R spoilers, Sally worries for Billy. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman has arranged for Alan Laurent to hypnotize her. As a therapist, Sharon knows that dredging up past trauma is risky, but she's desperate to remember what happened the night she believes she committed murder. Will she discover that her confession to Heather Stevens' death was all for naught? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Nick observes Sharon. Faithful ex-Nick Newman witnesses Sharon's first hypnosis session, and Faith Newman and Michael also asked to attend. Is this the week that Sharon remembers everything? Be sure to tune in and find out if she remembers Jordan and Ian Ward being the real evildoers. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 16 to 20 deliver the moment we've all been waiting for. Private investigator Denise Tolliver locates Damian. Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis are beyond happy yet cautious. Meanwhile, a mystery ally joins Billy Abbott in his scheme against Victor Newman. Finally, Sharon embarks on a recovery path. Read on, get the lowdown. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Damian is found. The Young and the Restless spoilers are starting off the week with some good news for a change. The OG detective, Denise, has cracked the case. The breadcrumbs she followed led her all the way to Los Angeles. Denise returns to Genoa City and announces Damian's hunt is over, leaving Nate and Amy floored. Subsequently, Amy is over the moon about the discovery, but there's a tricky part ahead. The duo must carefully break this life-changing news to Damian without causing a meltdown. It seems like Nate and Amy have some serious strategizing to do. After all, they wouldn't want their new family member to spiral out of control. Over at Society, Billy Abbott is out for revenge. Furthermore, his target this time is the business maestro Victor Newman. The man confidently tells Sally Spectra that he's got the ultimate takedown plan. He has pieced together his plan with a finesse, leaving no room for failure. However, Sally is getting a bit fishy about this newfound optimism and tries to dig for more information. Billy gets aid. Sharon begins her hypnosis. That's when Billy drops a cryptic hint. He hints that his card of ace has just walked through the door. Who could this mystery man be? And what role will they play in Billy's master plan? Meanwhile, Sharon Newman is ready to explore her subconscious with the help of Alan Laurent. Our girl begins her hypnosis session as she's desperate to recover her fragmented memories. The cutest part in this whole chaos? Nick Newman stands by her side to comfort her. Sharon feels nervous to take the plunge into her psyche. Finally, Jordan and Ian Ward better pack their bags to flee the scene. Their days are numbered if Sharon's memories start to flood back. All their plans might just hit a big roadblock. Stay tuned to Soap Opera Daily for more The Young and the Restless spoilers. Will Alan's hypnosis session unlock the secrets behind Sharon's blackouts, or will it reveal more unsettling truths? The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, December 16, reveals that Sharon Newman will undergo hypnosis with Alan Laurent's help at the cottage. Nick Newman and Michael Baldwin will be there to watch and listen as Sharon goes back to the night of Phyllis Summers' crash. Sharon will recall a dark-colored pickup truck with bright lights going in the direction of town. After Sharon remembers pulling over to let it go around her, she'll cry out over witnessing the crash. Once Sharon comes out of her trance on Monday's I&R episode, she'll know for certain she didn't run Phyllis off the road that night. Michael will acknowledge that it's complicated when a witness remembers something while under hypnosis, but he'll still think they can work with this, especially given what Phyllis truly recalls. However, Michael will suggest the real goal has to be finding that truck and figuring out who was driving it. Despite Sharon's desire to keep going and try to remember more from her other blackouts, Ellen will think they should be satisfied with this progress until their next session. Although Sharon will surrender once Michael and Nick agree, she'll still be anxious to learn more about the night Heather Stevens faced a grim fate. At Society, Tessa Porter and Claire Newman will work to reassure Maria Copeland about Sharon's hypnosis while Ian Ward listens nearby. Ian will discover that Claire is friends with Mariah and Tessa, so he'll crack a smile before dashing back to his motel room. In the meantime, Jordan will think back to the first time she met Ian, who became an ordained minister after his so-called rehabilitation and made prisons his parishes. Although Jordan originally thought Ian was just some run-of-the-mill reverend, that all changed when he mentioned their mutual link to Genoa City and the losses they'd faced at the hands of the Newmans. Based on the flashbacks, Jordan eventually took a sweeter approach with Ian and dropped hints about teaming up to get back what they'd lost. Once Jordan's flashbacks conclude, Ian will return and give her the news about Claire's friendship with Tessa and Mariah. Although Ian will want to exploit that connection, Jordan won't want to deviate from the plot that's already in motion. Ian will insist that they have to change their strategy now that Jordan has bungled her part of the plan. Since Tessa doesn't know what Ian looks like, he'll think he can be his charming self and befriend her. Jordan will wonder how they're going to handle Claire, but Ian will push her to just focus on Sharon like they talked about. Ian will add that it's time to eliminate Sharon permanently and won't listen to Jordan's attempts to protest about the bumped-up police presence. Back at Society, Phyllis won't be so sure Billy's idea to go after Victor Newman is a good one anymore, so she'll start making some unsettling predictions. Although Phyllis will advise Billy to rethink his scheme because of Johnny Abbott, Paxton Mishkind, and Katie Abbott, Billy will refuse to budge. Phyllis will have concerns about putting her own kids through more chaos, but Billy will make another pitch in hopes of keeping her as an ally. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Billy could land in more trouble than he bargained for if all the naysayers are right, so stay tuned for updates on what's brewing. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 16, 2024 are here. Next week, expect Tessa Porter to fall into a trap. Sharon Newman makes a shocking discovery through her hypnosis session. Also, Tracy Abbott and Jack Abbott remember past Christmas seasons. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up next week in the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Monday, December 16, Jordan Howard's past. Y&R spoilers for Monday, December 16 reveal that Ian Ward provides details about how he met Jordan. Sharon takes a big risk to prove her innocence. Plus, Billy Abbott encourages Phyllis Summers to make a bold move. Y&R spoilers, Tuesday, December 17. On Tuesday, December 17, Jack stands his ground with Billy. Diane Jenkins Abbott is determined to prove herself at work. Also, Nikki Newman helps Claire Grace Newman start a new chapter. However, Jordan and Ian could throw a wrench into Claire's new beginning. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Wednesday, December 18, Nikki Newman's wisdom. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 18 reveal that Nikki shares some wisdom with Victoria Newman. Jack and Tracy recall memories of Christmas past. Plus, Damian gets some support from an unexpected friend. Y&R spoilers, Thursday, December 19. On Thursday, December 19, Nate Hastings and A.B. Lewis ask Denise Tolliver to find Damian. Meanwhile, Phyllis decides to go another route with her revenge scheme. Elsewhere, Sharon and Nick Newman make a shocking discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Friday, December 20. Tessa Porter trapped. On Friday, December 20, Tessa falls into a trap. Now that Ian has secretly listened and watched Tessa, Mariah Copeland, and Claire's conversation about Sharon, what is his next move? Meanwhile, Ian encourages Jordan to play dirty. When has anyone had to push Jordan to play dirty, though? Dirty is that lady's middle name. Elsewhere, Daniel Romalotti Jr. keeps up appearances for Lucy Romalotti. Will Daniel stands by while Phyllis targets Sharon? It seems Daniel was caught off guard by the PCP news, so he could change directions. Also, Nick worries about Sharon's safety. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 16, 2024? What are your predictions for Daniel, Lucy, Sharon, Nick, and Phyllis? What does the future hold for Claire, Nikki, Victoria, Jack, Tracy, and the rest of the Geno City residents? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Colleen Zink is talking about the possibility that her character, Jordan, can be redeemed. Her crimes include kidnapping and terrorizing a little boy, hooking a helpless woman up to a vodka IV, then stabbing the woman's son. Jordan is high up in the villain universe, but she has also paid a price for her evildoing, being locked up in Victor Newman's dungeon and fed only Brussels sprouts. Ew. Here's what the As the World Turns alum has to say about her current character's shot at redemption. The Young and the Restless spoilers, can Jordan Howard be redeemed? Zink blew into GC in November 2023 as a mean lady bent on ruining the Newman family. She brought her niece Claire Newman along for the ride, and together the two women kidnapped and poisoned Nikki Newman. The plot was foiled when one by one, the Newmans came to the Oregon Beach house to rescue Nikki, including Claire's biological parents, Victoria Newman and Cole Howard. But Jordan came back to GC and waged another vicious vendetta against the clan. Not only had she ruined Nikki's sobriety, she killed Nikki's AA sponsor Seth, kidnapped Claire, and burned down Victoria's house. My and our spoilers. Will Jordan Howard see the light? Victor finally got a hold of Jordan and put her in his own personal basement jail cell. When Cole and Michael Baldwin discovered her plight, she was sent to real prison. However, Jordan is back on the loose and causing havoc with the help of Ian Ward. Like all illustrious villains, Jordan keeps coming back with more and better weapons. Will the she-devil ever be redeemed? Zank talked to TV Insider about this possibility, and we have the details for you here. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Colleen Zank plays Jordan Howard on Y&R. According to Zank, the only thing that might lead to Jordan's redemption is the love she has for her niece Claire. She added that on all my years at As the World Turns, the thing that was redemptive for Barbara Ryan was her love for her children. While there are some similarities, Jordan is a horrible human being, so I don't know what the answer to that is. Tell us what you think about Y&R fans. If Jordan took down Ian, would that make her redeemed in your eyes? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal fans need to brace for some major drama during the holiday season in Genoa City. Right now, exes Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers seem to be circling each other's orbits. During the Monday, December 16 episode, Billy followed Phyllis to society to console her, and then tried to rehash a recent conversation about scheming to bring Victor Newman down. Both parties seem to be pushing their loved ones away. Billy is determined to get back at Victor for ripping the rug out from under him where Chancellor is concerned, which could mark the beginning of the end where his relationship with Sally Spectra is concerned. Plus, Billy isn't on the best of terms with the rest of the Abbotts right now. Then there's Phyllis, who is very upset that the tides are changing where Sharon Newman is concerned. First, Michael Baldwin agreed to be Sharon's attorney, something Phyllis viewed as a betrayal. She also confided in Lauren Fenmore about the truck memory flashback she had. Lauren in turn told Michael, and Phyllis felt even more scorn over the entire thing as it places doubt if Sharon was the one who ran her over. On top of things, as Sharon recently found out her bipolar medication was tampered with, Phyllis has worries her nemesis will get off scot-free for Heather Stevens' demise. While Daniel Romalotti still has conflicted feelings about Sharon, when he heard the news, he kind of agreed that Sharon's behavior could have been attributed to the meds she was taking. Christmas is days away in Genoa City, and a lot can happen between then and now. Billy and Phyllis seem to be reforging an old bond, and if both are ousted from their respective family holiday gatherings, they could find themselves at the GCAC bar, licking their wounds. Could this turn into a steamy holiday hookup? It would be easy to see Billy and Sally hanging out on Christmas Eve, only to get into a little squabble, especially if Billy goes on and on about revenge on Victor. Billy likely has zero plans to head to the Abbott mansion, as he didn't bother showing up on Thanksgiving. Across town, Daniel might be spending Christmas Eve with rock star dad, Danny Romalotti, and his gal pal Christine Blair if they float back into town, which would rub Phyllis completely the wrong way. Daughter Summer Newman could be at the Newman Ranch or with her dad, Nick Newman or Harrison Abbott. What if Sharon is exonerated by the time Christmas Eve rolls around and Jordan and Ian Ward are discovered? Anything can happen when it comes to this storyline, and Phyllis may be even more outraged if this occurs, further alienating herself from friends and family in the process if Sharon is given this holiday miracle. Regardless, Billy and Phyllis may find themselves alone on Christmas Eve, feeling down, alone, and dipping into the eggnog a little too hard. Could the two decide to head up to a GCAC suite and reignite some old passion? Phyllis and Billy had quite the chemistry in the bedroom back in the day when Gina Tognoni was in the role, and likely sparks would fly with Michelle Stafford as Phyllis, opposite of Jason Thompson's Billy too. The Young and the Restless spoilers promise plenty of nice moments between loved ones and family during the holiday season, but there will likely be some naughty sprinkled into the mix. So could Billy and Phyllis turn on the heat to compensate for their black sheep status in town? The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Victor Newman cannot admit he's been had. So why did he congratulate Jack Abbott for outplaying him in the Glissade deal? Kyle Abbott's talk with his father at Society was enlightening. Both men agreed that they trusted Diane Abbott, but Victor is trying to unnerve her and Kyle that the Abbott family will implode. Obviously, the mustache wants turmoil in the lives of those he loathes. But devoted viewers know that Victor's prediction feels like more than just wishful thinking. He may have set something in motion or is counting on emotional history repeating. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Ian Ward will be as giddy as a schoolgirl when he realizes Claire Newman is buddies with Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter. As far as Ian's concerned, this will be a beautiful opportunity for his agenda to align with Jordan's. Although Jordan won't see the benefits like Ian does, he'll insist on exploiting this friendship anyway, especially when it comes to Tessa. Unlike Maria, Tessa won't fly into panic and rage at the sight of Ian's face. Despite hearing all the horror stories of Mariah's cult days, Tessa has never seen Ian or interacted with him. With that in mind, Y and R spoilers say Ian will plan to strike up a bond with Tessa somehow. Although Ian will point out how charming he can be, he may still need some sort of gimmick to get Tessa's attention. If Ian just behaved like he usually does, Tessa would probably just think some creepy old man was hitting on her, and she'd want no part of that for multiple reasons. Could Ian take a page out of Jordan's playbook and dip into his own bag of disguises? Perhaps Ian could dress like he's down on his luck and play homeless to score some sympathy. Tessa used to be homeless herself, so she'd probably take pity on this poor, lonely stranger who needs a helping hand, especially this close to Christmas. It's easy to imagine Tessa finding Ian outside Society and inviting him in to warm up right after they close. Tessa might hand over some free soup and coffee or something along those lines. It'd give Ian a chance to tell some fake sob story and pretend that Tessa is his hero. Tessa would feel connected to Ian and have compassion for him, so she'd fall right into the trap he's setting. No matter how things play out, Ian will indeed dupe Tessa during the week of December 16 to 20. Tessa is about to get fooled and could give Ian another dangerous angle to work as a result. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Tessa will get some shocking updates on who Ian really is down the road, so stick with us for all the stunning news and peril predictions to come. It's where you want to be for fantastic Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so drop by regularly for more Y and R details. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Vale Bloom is set to return as Heather Stevens from December 16 to 20, but this time it won't involve any supernatural comebacks. Instead, Heather is expected to feature in a flashback during Sharon Newman's latest hypnosis session. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon's first session is December 16. Sharon's initial hypnotherapy session is set for December 16, where Alan Laurent will guide her back to the night when Phyllis Summers was run off the road. As Sharon realizes she wasn't to blame for Phyllis' harrowing experience, her resolve to unravel the mystery of her blackout at Heather and Daniel Romalotti Jr.'s apartment will intensify. This is the same night she awoke to find Heather lifeless on the floor, yet she still lacks a complete understanding of the events that transpired. Although revisiting those memories may be distressing for Sharon, she is determined to face them head-on. This commitment is likely why Alan will hypnotize her again in the December 19 episode. Y and R spoilers. Might Sharon recall a woman's voice, not Heather's? On December 19, Vale Bloom will return to her role as Heather Stevens, which sets the stage for her appearance in Sharon's hypnosis-driven flashback. This episode of Y&R will also feature Sharon and Nick Newman uncovering a shocking revelation, likely tied to the memories that Alan helps Sharon access. Nick will be anxious about Sharon's safety in the aftermath, suggesting she will remember something unsettling that indicates a malevolent presence in the apartment that night. It's possible Sharon will recall a woman's voice and perhaps even a phone call if Jordan reached out to Ian Ward to inform him of her actions. Given Ian's concerns that Jordan might have left evidence at the crime scene, it's plausible that she did just that. The young and the restless spoilers. Might Sharon recall other details? Could Sharon remember those details and provide the police with a clue they can use, possibly hearing what Jordan said on the call to Ian? Regardless of the outcome, it seems that Sharon is on the verge of a significant reveal with the hypnosis session being conducted by Ellen. While she might struggle to pinpoint who went after Heather, she will likely come to realize that she wasn't involved. Upcoming spoilers suggest that Vale Bloom's return as Heather Stevens will be pivotal in this development, so stay tuned for more thrilling updates regarding Sharon's shocking revelation. Who knows what memories might be uncovered as Alan and Sharon work together? The young and the restless spoilers suggest that Ashley Abbott has had her fair share of terrifying experiences in the land of Genosity. Now it seems her portrayer, Eileen Davidson, recently dealt with a horrific situation of her own. However, thankfully, she and her family escaped. The young and the restless spoilers. Star Eileen Davidson shares fiery experience. Malibu's Franklin fire exploded this week and was wreaking havoc quite quickly over the past few days. In fact, it was too close for comfort where Davidson and her family were concerned. While evacuation orders were sent out, firefighters were able to contain the fire as of Thursday, December 12, and Eileen's home was one where evacuation was lifted. The Y&R actress hopped on Instagram to update fans on her situation, posting a slew of pictures, including a surreal photo of the outside of her home with an orange smoky haze, as well as pics of luggage packed up and photo albums. Davidson's caption began with, "The last few days have been a nightmare. Thank God we were spared." She goes on to say, "Under an evacuation warning for 48 hours is beyond frightening. I'm so grateful to the fire department and everyone who bravely helped get the Franklin fire under control. And I'm so sorry for those who lost their homes." Y&R spoilers, colleagues and fans rushed to the comments. Tracy E. Bregman, who plays Lauren Fenmore on the Y&R, knows Davidson's plight all too well. Back in 2018, she lost a home of her own due to the Woolsey fire. This makes it no surprise that Bregman added some heart emojis, as well as hand-up emojis to offer support on Davidson's post. In addition, Greg Reichardt commented, "So glad you're all okay." In addition, Christian Alfonso, Galen Juring, and Y&R alum Jessica Collins also offered words of encouragement on Davidson's post, along with a plethora of Y&R fans. On behalf of everyone here, we wish Eileen Davidson and her family all the best and are happy to hear everyone is safe back home. Make sure to tune into the CBS soap each day so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and check out this site regularly for the most up-to-date young and the restless spoilers and news. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that Ian Ward will be as giddy as a schoolgirl when he realizes Claire Newman is buddies with Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter. As far as Ian's concerned, this will be a beautiful opportunity for his agenda to align with Jordan's. Although Jordan won't see the benefits like Ian does, he'll insist on exploiting this friendship anyway, especially when it comes to Tessa. Unlike Maria, Tessa won't fly into panic and rage at the sight of Ian's face. Despite hearing all the horror stories of Mariah's cult days, Tessa has never seen Ian or interacted with him. With that in mind, Y&R spoilers say Ian will plan to strike up a bond with Tessa somehow. Although Ian will point out how charming he can be, he may still need some sort of gimmick to get Tessa's attention. If Ian just behaved like he usually does, Tessa would probably just think some creepy old man was hitting on her, and she'd want no part of that for multiple reasons. Could Ian take a page out of Jordan's playbook and dip into his own bag of disguises? Perhaps Ian could dress like he's down on his luck and play homeless to score some sympathy. Tessa used to be homeless herself, so she'd probably take pity on this poor, lonely stranger who needs a helping hand, especially this close to Christmas. It's easy to imagine Tessa finding Ian outside society and inviting him in to warm up right after they close. Tessa might hand over some free soup and coffee or something along those lines. It'd give Ian a chance to tell some fake sob story and pretend that Tessa is his hero. Tessa would feel connected to Ian and have compassion for him, so she'd fall right into the trap he's setting. No matter how things play out, Ian will indeed dupe Tessa during the week of December 16 to 20. Tessa is about to get fooled and could give Ian another dangerous angle to work as a result. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Tessa will get some shocking updates on who Ian really is down the road, so stick with us for all the stunning news and peril predictions to come. The Young and the Restless reveal that Vale Bloom will reprise her role as Heather Stevens during the week of December 16 to 20, but it won't be because she's returning from the grave. Instead, Stevens seems poised to make an appearance in Sharon Newman's flashback as she undergoes another hypnosis session. Sharon's first round of hypnotherapy will take place in the December 16 episode, but Alan Laurent will only take her back to the night someone ran Phyllis Summers off the road. After Sharon realizes she wasn't responsible for Phyllis' terrible ordeal, she'll be even more determined to get to the bottom of her blackout at Heather and Daniel Romalotti Jr.'s apartment. Of course, that's when Sharon woke up to find Heather deceased on the floor, but she doesn't have the full picture of what happened. It may be traumatic for Sharon to remember how it all went down, but she'll be committed to going through with it. That's why Alan will presumably hypnotize Sharon once again when he appears in the December 19 episode. December 19 is when Vale Bloom is set to reprise her role as Heather Stevens, so it makes sense that we'll see her in Sharon's hypnosis-fueled flashback. That Y&R episode is also when Sharon and Nick Newman are set to make a stunning discovery, so that could be related to the memories that Alan helped Sharon pull up. Nick will fear Sharon isn't safe in the aftermath, so she's clearly going to recall something disturbing that points to someone sinister being at the apartment that night. Sharon might recall hearing a woman's voice, and maybe even a phone discussion if Jordan contacted Ian Ward to let him know what she'd accomplished. Since Ian has been worried Jordan might have left something at the scene of the crime, maybe she indeed did. Could Sharon recall that as well and give the cops a hint they can work with? Whatever the case, our predictions point to Sharon having a major breakthrough thanks to this upcoming hypnosis session with Alan. Sharon may not be able to nail down who targeted Heather, but she'll most likely know it wasn't her. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Vale Bloom's appearance as Heather Stevens will play a big part in that, so stick with us for updates on Sharon's jaw-dropping news. In the latest Young and Restless preview for the week of December 16 to 20, Sharon goes under, but not the way one might think. Read on for the details and watch the video below. Nate hired a private investigator to help find his half-brother Damian, which paid off. Next week, the private investigator tells Amy and Nate it's their call to decide where they want to take this. Amy says, "We found him, Nate. We found your brother. Could this who Nathan Owens will be playing in the new year?" Jack finally told Billy about the con he and Diane pulled to extricate Kyle from Victor's clutches. He also learns how Jack bamboozled Victor over Glissade and was warned by his brother not to go after Victor over the Chancellor takeover. As if that would stop Billy. Later, Diane offered Billy a solution to his problems and a way to keep him out of trouble. Next week, Billy tells Sally, "I'm not going to fail." She asks how he can be so sure. Billy replies, "Because I have a plan, and he just walked in the door. Who does Billy assume he can count on to help him out this time? Nick and Chance came through for Sharon and learned her meds had been laced with PCP. That would explain her visions of Cameron and her blackouts. Of course, they were left wondering with the even bigger question, who would do this to Sharon and why? Nick was also worried that whoever did this might strike again. He has no idea that Jordan and Ian already know their tainted meds have been discovered. Coming up, it's time for a hypnosis session. At Sharon's house, she says to Alan, "I accept that this may not work, but I'm desperate, and I'm willing to try whatever I can to recover my memory." What will she recall? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sally Spectra will finally evaluate her feelings for Billy Abbott. Sally said she waited because she didn't want this thing with Billy to be a rebound thing. How does Sally feel about him now? The Young and the Restless spoilers, how does Sally Spectra really feel? The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Sally had no intention of falling for Billy. Sally planned on her and Billy just having fun, and so did he. However, Billy and Sally seem to be with each other anytime they have a chance. Billy and Sally seem to really care about each other, and no one believes that. How does Sally feel about Billy? Billy certainly put Phyllis Summers in her place when she talked about Sally. Sally is also very protective of Billy as well. Sally offered to let Billy go after Sally to see if she needed him. Billy refused. Sally tells him to go on, and she will wait up for him. Sally goes seem to care. By and are spoilers. Sally Spectra supports Billy Abbott's friendships. Sally knows that Billy is close to Phyllis, and she supports him being a friend and being there for her. Sally knows that Phyllis doesn't like her, but she doesn't care. Billy feels bad that Phyllis needs a friend, but he doesn't want to desert Sally. Phyllis is an important person to him even though they aren't together. Sally trusts Billy to see what Phyllis needs and to return. Sally isn't worried about Billy ending up in bed with someone while he is out listening to her problems. Sally doesn't know Billy as well as Adam Newman. Sally does know that she cannot trust Adam to do that. The Young and the Restless spoilers, is this a lasting relationship? Sally and Billy seem to be getting to the point of trusting each other more every day. Sally and Billy look forward to being with each other. So far, Sally and Billy have been getting along very well. Sally and Billy could have a great relationship if they want it. Will Sally and Billy continue to work on their relationship? Sally truly hasn't had enough time to get over Adam, and that is the same for Billy and Chelsea Lawson. However, Sally and Billy have plenty of time to get to know each other and work on their relationship. Billy and Sally seem to have a good thing going. Maybe these two should keep this up and see where it goes.